Welcome to the Boston DM Show. It's Drea, Cadigan.
And Matt Ribaudo.
This week we have an awesome episode planned for you. We're talking about the best meatball in Boston. Matt got a new sister-in-law. Will Matt find love? You know, the Boston Man events, we had a really exciting one this past week. Our cover, Julian Edelman.
We're also talking the end of the summer with Andrea Cadigan, Martha's Vineyard wrap up there. Finally got to see John Fogerty. I've been talking about this with you for a while.
Yep.
We're going to talk Patriots, lots of good stuff like trophy presentation.
Season home opener.
With Mr. Kraft's season opener, Hall of Fame induction. Patriots, perfect season possibly. Who knows? Is it too early to say? Boston DM Show, episode 3 coming your way now. Boston DM.
Boston DM Show.
Boston DM Show.
Boston. Boston DM Show. Boston
DM
Show. Stuck in your head yet?
Boston DM Show.
Welcome to the Boston DM Show.
Boston, welcome. Episode 3 here of the Boston DM Show.
It's been a long summer. I feel like it's been a while since we've been back.
A long summer. We crammed a lot in.
A lot. You got a new sister-in-law.
Finally, not a new one. My first sister-in-law.
Your first sister-in-law. Excuse me.
Hillary Ribaudo. Married my brother Ted Ribaudo.
Beautiful wedding.
Beautiful wedding. Gorgeous wedding. I mean, I couldn't. I said this during
It was up in
Grafton, Vermont.
Grafton, Vermont. Yep.
I couldn't select a better sister-in-law, so congratulations to my brother and Hillary. Love you guys. They're at all of our Boston Man Magazine events.
If you see them, congratulate them. When I talked to them at the last event, which we'll get into later, they just said that they had so much fun. The wedding's the best day of your life, and they both said that.
Well, which, by the way, they love your mother, as I do too. Everyone loves your mother.
Oh,
but
God.
it's just, Hillary was texting me the other day. She's just like, Matt, Mrs. Cadigan is amazing. I was just like, yeah, I know.
She can talk to anybody, but that was a big part of the summer. I feel like I wrapped up this week on Martha's Vineyard show. I was there basically all summer, which was really nice. Have you been to the vineyard?
I have, but most importantly, you finally got to see Mr.
Yes,
John Fogerty.
John Fogerty. We covered the last event that we covered on the vineyard was Beach Road Weekend. Big headliner, John Fogerty. So much fun. It's crazy. I know who he is. So a lot of people are like, do you even know who John Fogerty is? Because he's like my parents' generation.
My generation a little bit.
Don't outdate yourself, just a little bit. But yeah, that was so much fun. It was the first ever Beach Road Weekend on Martha's Vineyard. They're going to be bringing it back next year. So anyone who's looking to go to the island, it's definitely a fun attraction. Usually happens towards the end of August, but.
And while you were getting down with Credence, I was eating meatballs in the North End.
Yes.
From one meatball to another. I somehow Boston Man Magazine got selected to be one of the celebrity judges at the 109th Annual Fisherman's Festival, the Fisherman's Feast. And what's great about the Fisherman's Feast, it's actually the oldest festival in all of Boston.
Yeah.
So it's older than St. Anthony's. I know Mr. Monday, our good friend Mr. Monday, did a big special at the St. Anthony's Feast, but that's only 100 years old. Fisherman's Feast is 109 years old. And
you were chosen. What an honor.
I was one of the judges with Chef Marco from the Food Network and one of the executive chefs from Tuscan Kitchen.
So what was your conclusion? Who had the best meatball in Boston?
Now there's a lot of great meatballs in Boston, that's for sure. The winner was Nick Verano, the Strega restaurant, Strega Waterfront, Cafe Strega.
I know you love Strega.
I do love Strega.
I feel like that wasn't even fair to put that in there. Did you know it was Strega when you were testing them? Tasting?
I mean, perhaps. However, that was the clear-cut winner. But all the meatballs were fantastic. But that was a great end of summer.
Yeah.
And,
moving into it, I was gonna say football season. I feel like that season never ends for me. I was kind of going throughout the summer. We had our Patriots cheerleader calendar trip in St. Lucia.
Tell us a little bit about that.
That was awesome. So we went down there, it was in July, but I don't think we talked about it on our last show.
No.
It was so much fun. We went down, all the girls and the guys. We were there we split it in half, so I was there for about 5 days. So many bugs. I got so many bug bites, some crazy, it's been a great experience, but the first night we were there, me and a few of the girls went night swimming, and the first thing that happened is some like 16-year-old like British kid started trying to beat up his mom and his brother.
Is he one of the bugs, or was he one of? Or is that a?
Might as well be a bug. Like squish him. But I was like, what is going on? I want to go home. But that was kind of the beginning of the trip. The rest of it went great. Our calendar, our swimsuit calendar.
When you're just trying to do a night bathe with your girls. You don't need
That's the last thing you
don't need a 16-year-old British kid.
I don't want to see that. Yeah, like get out. What are you doing here? But it was a lot of fun, and our swimsuit calendar is out. It is in stores, so we're really exciting. We're selling those now. It started in September, so it goes from...
How can people get those calendars?
You can buy them online. You can reach out to me or any of the girls or the guys on the team, and then of course they sell them on the Patriots, at the Patriots Pro Shop as well.
And what's our favorite month this year?
It is, I am November.
November.
Something
to be thankful
Just
for.
Keep it on November. Yeah, Thanksgiving. There you go. I'm not November 2019 though. I'm November 2020. So our calendar goes
Correct.
the rest of the season into 2020, but November 2020. Put me up on your wall.
So, speaking of the Patriots,
yes.
What a start to the season.
Wow. I mean, there's a lot we can go off of for this. We obviously had a lot going on within the players. We had like a week where we had Antonio Brown and lost him, which was tragic. But let's start with home opener.
So yeah, let's start with home opener. So my Patriots story.
Yes.
I am home with my mother.
Yep.
Watching the game.
Love your mom.
And we're just sitting there, we're watching the trophy presentation and everything, and she's just like, look, there's Andrea. And
Do you know how many people, I came back to my phone and it was like blown up of like a video of me not cheering or anything. It's me pushing like Bob Kraft.
you got to take care
of the field.
You got to take care of Bob Kraft for the presentation.
Yes, no pressure at all. But basically, for home opener, it's a big game. We just came off of winning the Super Bowl, so we had the whole banner ceremony. There's like a pregame show.
The Gronk spike.
So we prepared for that a few days before. So the game was on Sunday. We actually prepared on Thursday and Saturday night. Because there was a lot that goes into it. So we had 6 alumni players that came back, 7, that came back for this banner ceremony, and they brought out the Super Bowl trophies. There were 7 cheerleaders that like escorted them out on the field, and like it looked like we were just escorting them, but our real job was to like bring them to their spots on the field because they didn't practice. Like we knew what was going on, they had no idea. So we kind of had to like babysit them, walk them out, like place them in their spots, and then kind of like walk back and then bring them to the center. So I got Bob Kraft, of course. Like some people had like Martellus Bennett, Ty Law, Drew Bledsoe, like awesome. All these people. I get Bob Kraft, who he's old. He needs some help. He definitely needs some help getting out there. And yeah, by the end of it, the only thing you saw on TV is me rushing him off and being like, we gotta go, like you can't stand on this tarp anymore, and the players were about to run out, so our job was literally to get them out there and then rush them off. They're like, you can be as aggressive as you want, just make sure they get off of the field. So that's like my 1 minute of fame.
So I posted that on my Instagram story.
Yeah.
And I received a DM from somebody that said, boy, that was when you were escorting everyone, pushing them off the field.
Yeah.
They were like, boy, the girls did a better scramble there than the Steelers did all night.
We did. We got them off, and they came out, and everything was good. The interesting is,
because that was, especially being the Sunday night game with NBC, it was... So the players were coming on at that point. So it wasn't like there was going to be a delay for you guys to get everybody off the field.
That's why it was so important, like why we had to be there in the first place. Because even for the alumni that were out there, once Gronk like spiked the ball, they're all like enjoying themselves. They're having fun. Like Martellus Bennett was like having a blast. Like the night before, actually so funny for the rehearsal. So he came. We had a few of them that did come for the rehearsal, but he was there. And he had like his hoodie on, and he had like cookies in his pocket, and was totally just having fun the whole entire time. Like was not taking anything seriously. So he's like, he had pom-poms, and like he's having a great time throughout the rehearsal. Like he bent over, like his cookies like fell out of his pocket. Like they're just there. It's like a reunion for them. So we knew that was going to happen on the game day, the actual day that it came. We were like, okay, they're all going to want to like have fun. Like Gronk and Martellus Bennett are going to be like chest bumping, and we have to just make sure that they get off so that like Tom Brady and the rest of the team can come out, and we did. So it was a pat ourselves on the back. But
and it was, I mean, what a game! What an opening night!
Yes.
I mean, Steelers. I don't know if you guys shook them or if the Patriots shook them or if that was the first time they were wearing pads all summer. But I mean, we were talking about the center who failed to snap the ball.
Oh my gosh, that video kills me every time.
Has that ever happened before?
I've never
seen something
like
that?
But it was a false start, so technically he was the only person that did it right.
They said it was the penalty was on the entire Steelers team except the center.
But the best part about it is didn't even move. Like totally, if you watch the video in slow motion, he's like just standing like right there, like
his posture.
In his posture. See, that guy deserves some kind of award. I don't know what, but.
And then yes, everything looks good week 1, and then the next night we received the news that we
get Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown comes to the Pats.
Antonio Brown. I was excited. I think, he's trouble. I knew he was going to be trouble, but something the Pats are notoriously known for is taking those players and kind of transforming them into Patriots. So we all had hope that was kind of the direction that was going to go. We had a good week with him there, and, the guy is a child.
And it's interesting too, like you and I actually talked about this like right after the signing, and we were on our way up to the studio, and it's like, okay, what do we, is it our place to believe, not believe, disbelieve, like, judge whatever the circumstances are? But one thing that we both said, and this is so true with the Pats organization, is we knew that if this wasn't meant to be, it would shake out. Yeah. Like Bill Belichick, the system, like the locker room, Tom Brady, the leadership on that team, the leadership in this organization would make sure,
they said any kind of funny business, the guy was gone, and hey.
Sure enough, 1 week later.
Funny business. Enters funny business. But yeah, no, it's best. We didn't need him anyway.
We don't need him.
We didn't need him. I mean, we've had some pretty easy competition so far, but we got Josh Gordon. Our offense looks good. Defense has looked its best in years, so we'll see what happens. Speaking of offense and, the Patriots, from our last, if you want to talk about the last Boston Man event.
I do. I want to I want to share something with the viewers though. A little bit when we talk about the Patriots organization and how authentic it is. Yeah. Your background with the Patriots, I mean, this is your 4th year as cheer, but it goes generations in your family.
It does. I feel like I'm like a broken machine talking about it, but it's something, my family is so proud of, and I think it's interesting for people to hear. But even last night, we were at Brittany Baldy's show, The Boss Babes. Shout out to Boss Babes. And she asked me about it. Someone had asked, like, how did I get into cheerleading? And I said what I always say, which my mom was a Patriots cheerleader, my sister was a Patriots cheerleader, and my grandfather was the doctor for the Patriots back in the 70s. So that's how my parents met. She was cheering, my grandfather was the doctor, and it was like a banquet. My dad went with him. My grandmother was like sick or something, so he ended up going with my grandfather, and that's how my parents met. And then they had 4 children. One of my sisters became a Patriots cheerleader, so it's something I always knew I had wanted to do, and it kind of just ran in my family. So it's awesome. We love the organization. I have nothing but high praise for it.
And one of the interesting things about this year's squad is you have a couple of gentlemen on the team.
We do.
And
we do too.
People always say to you, it's like, wow, this is historic, first year that you have men on the team. But no, your mother's team actually had men as well, right?
When my mom was a cheerleader, yep, in the 70s and 80s, they had, I think, 4 male cheerleaders. So it's not new. It's not a new thing. They were there at the time. They danced. They did everything that the girls did. So it's just different because it's been so long since that's happened again that people forget. But one thing, like after they had made the team, my mom posted and was like, congratulations to them. But like, remember, we did have men when I was there. And it was funny, we had a cheerleader reunion 2 years ago, which was cool because I got to be on the field with my mom and my sister, which was like my favorite experience with the Patriots. But the guys came back. So there are these like older men who were there for the reunion as well, and it was really cool to see. I wish the guys now were there then so they could have like talked, but it was really awesome.
Now wait, we need to fact check this.
Yes.
Like, I hate to talk about or repeat rumors, but was Mr. Monday one of the male cheerleaders for the Patriots back in the 80s?
I wish.
I don't know. It's
I
like,
wish.
Can we like verify or
We need to get him
I don't want to know if I want
right
to squash
now.
this rumor. Let's verify it or continue this rumor one way or the
We'll
other.
talk to him and we'll get
was
back
Mr.
to
Monday
you.
one of the male Patriot cheerleaders in the 80s? Like I haven't ruled it out.
No, I could see it. He's got the personality for it. Absolutely.
And the moves.
I think we need to like film him doing his own cheer routine. I'll bring the pom-poms. He brings the energy.
Coming to a Boston DM show episode soon.
Very soon.
Mr. Monday in his Patriots gear.
Yes.
Patriots cheer gear.
Patriots cheer gear. He's not the first, so well, he might have been if he was there in the 80s, but we'll fact check that. We'll fact check that.
So we're on the road this week playing
Buffalo. We're playing the Bills, so this might be the first actual good matchup that the Patriots have seen this season.
The kind of like the commentary is like we're actually playing an NFL team for the first week of the season.
Unfortunately, but
we'll
they're
see.
3-0 as well, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. You know, this game, it is away.
Confidence.
Of course, confidence is key.
And by confidence, I mean
the
like,
AFC East.
and by confidence, I mean like it's we're still gonna win by 3 touchdowns.
Oh, obviously, but it will be interesting to see how this goes.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yep.
Our next home game isn't until October 10th or something. So,
oh wow!
Yeah, so we're on the road for the next 2 weeks, but it will come back, October 10th. Bringing it back to our last game.
Yeah. So speaking of like the home games, there
Yes.
was. So we obviously you got to do the Bob Kraft ceremony, but you also had a second ceremony week 2.
Yeah, so the second game, or I guess
second home game.
It was a second home game,
week 3.
Week 3. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we had Ty Law was inducted into the Hall of Fame. Very exciting. Ty Law. That usually comes. The Patriots Hall of Fame ceremony is usually this time of year, in September. That happens. So. At halftime, he got his Hall of Fame ring, which was really cool.
Yeah.
They did a whole thing for him, and we were in the tunnel at halftime. We were walking through the tunnel, and it was cool. I don't know who she was. It must have been his agent or someone, but she had the ring, and she came over to us, and she's like, "Do you guys mind taking a photo with it? Like, it's really cool." And she opened up the box, and we were like, "Oh, that's awesome! It's beautiful." And it was a beautiful ring. Congratulations, Ty Law. But she's showing us, and she's like, "Isn't this huge? Isn't this the biggest ring you've ever seen?" And we're of course standing, being polite, yeah, it's awesome.
It's huge.
Oh, totally. We walk away, and I kind of, we all come together, and we look at each other, and we're like, "Has she seen our Super Bowl rings? This is nice and all, but
she's a new agent.
She's
not
new.
An old agent.
She wasn't there. I mean, he wasn't playing in our last Super Bowl, so I'm not sure what his Super Bowl rings look like, but. Compared to our Super Bowl rings, yeah, it's great. It's great. I'd love to have a Hall of Fame ring and a Super Bowl ring, but
maybe Ty can have her put it on the hardware shelf back home. Say, okay, put it next to this one.
Right.
And she'll just be like, okay, whoa.
Absolutely, just another thing to add to his man cave. Just the Hall of Fame ring, but it was awesome. It's really cool that we could be there for it and see that happen. This being my 4th year. Being at the Hall of Fame inductions before that, I think I had Kevin Falk last year, Ray Claiborne, missing one, but it's those guys. They're all so great. And
what's your best story? Is this your favorite story from the induction part of the experiences that you've had?
The Hall of Fame ring?
Yes.
So no. I think.
What's the best one?
So they get their rings on game day.
Correct.
But the induction actually happens over the summer. Mm-hmm. And I've been at 3. So as a cheerleader, I've worked 3. And it's cool because I think the first year, my rookie year, Kevin Falk got inducted, and it was so busy. It was crazy at the stadium. It was so hot, I thought I was going to pass out. But it being my first year as a cheerleader, I was very, very new to it. And they gave me at the time, which is so crazy to even think about, but at the time, there was only 4 Super Bowl trophies. And I was carrying out Super Bowl... 49.
Okay.
So we only had 4. And to think since then, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I'm holding a Super Bowl trophy. The year later, I was holding LI. The year later, we didn't win, but, this year I had, LII. 53. But it's just crazy to look back, and I posted a photo on my Instagram on home opener. And if you swipe through, I have photos from my rookie year with the Super Bowl 49 trophy, and then the second picture is with 51, and then the third is with 53. And I kind of left it open for interpretation, like
Boston.
54.
Andrea Cadigan has touched more Super Bowl trophies than 99% of all NFL players ever have.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. Wow.
This woman, those hands have touched more Super Bowl trophies than almost all the players that have ever played the game.
Very cool, very cool. And I'm telling you, they are very strict with those trophies too. We had white gloves, like it was intense, but it's so cool to look at. So I'm like, these hands.
It's amazing.
We'll be holding 54 soon.
You heard it here first.
I can say it.
I can't say it. You can say it.
But yeah, it was really exciting. So more to come. Season's just started, so we'll see where it takes us. After Sunday, we'll come back in, recap, and hopefully it was another win. We're 4-0. But going into the Boston Man event, we just had one on last Wednesday.
Yeah,
last
a week
Wednesday.
ago.
Yeah.
We had it over
Big
at
event.
Huge event.
Big event. I think the biggest yet.
Not in terms of
people. That yes, but also that was because there was a limit.
Yeah.
Yep, but I think biggest as far as the venue, the experience, the announcement that was made. It was awesome.
It was quite an event. I mean, I was, as per usual, I was exhausted at the end of it. But we, Boston Man Magazine, we just had coming off of our September Legacy Club event. It was over at Encore Waterfront at the brand new Encore Boston Harbor Casino. And we packed in 200 people. It's our members, our Legacy Club members, plus their guests, our advertisers and sponsors as well. And we had a big announcement.
Yes.
So if it's you and I'll talk about it a little bit, but let's show the video. Matt Ribaudo, owner and publisher of Boston Man Magazine, and we are about to give you a behind-the-scenes look at our fall 2019 cover photo shoot. Let's see what we have going on.
You donned on the cover of Boston Man Magazine this week. What's that feel like?
It's an honor to be on the cover of the magazine. It's a real pro Boston magazine, and I'm super all about Boston, and I thought it'd be a great little collaboration. Hello, I am Julian Edelman, and I just want to say on October 22nd, Boston Man Magazine, I will be on the cover. That's right, on the cover, of course. I don't know how I convinced them to let me do that. I was born in San Francisco, but now a Boston man, so let's go!
So the news is out. Julian Edelman is our October 2019 cover.
Julian Edelman is officially
model
part of Boston Man Magazine. That was amazing. You guys just saw a little snippet of our big announcement there, and that was on a Tuesday last week.
The shoot was on the Tuesday before, right?
The Wednesday was our event.
Yep.
So on Tuesday, we go, by the way, just tremendous team that we had there. You saw a little bit of it in the video, but Alan Rouleau Couture, one of our Boston Man Legacy Club members, gracious host, the Rogue Barbershop there that you saw Julian, and that was absolutely fantastic. Our photographer team, Eric Snyder, Robert Hare, Mo Mendez.
Yep.
Great team. We had Robert set up on the inside, getting the shoots there, and then Eric takes us out to, so it
wasn't planned. That rooftop situation was not planned.
So this is how I work my photo shoots for the magazine. I give my photographers, I'd say 91% creative control.
Yes.
So Eric goes outside on Newberry Street, starts banging on some doors, and this real estate company allows him access to their roof deck. When Julian got upstairs to that roof deck,
personality
his eyes lit up.
Yeah.
And we just had such a fantastic time up there, such a fantastic shoot.
Throwing some footballs.
Which we do have some footage of that.
Yeah.
And the direct-to-camera that Julian gave us there, hyping us up.
What I loved about him is he was so excited to be on the cover of Boston Man magazine, and something that like stood out to me when he said, you know, I'm from California.
San Francisco.
Yeah, like I'm a West Coast boy. Like I don't know how I convinced them to put me on the cover of Boston Man magazine.
Well, I'll jump in there. He didn't have to twist my arm too hard.
Yeah, no, pretty done.
Done.
Don't say no more. But it was great that he appreciated that, and like he's made Boston his home. This is his city.
Obviously great. That video was a big hit. But we had some further interviews with Julian that day. Let's take a look at this too.
Absolutely.
I'm here with Julian Edelman. We're here for the Boston DM show presented by Boston Man magazine. You've been in several magazines, but how does it feel to be on the Boston Man magazine cover?
I think it's awesome. I'm a Boston man. What other way to celebrate it than, you know, be honored to be on their cover. You know, being here, this is my 11th year. It's an honor to get to be on something associated with you know, the men of Boston.
And now in the magazine you talk about your line, JE11.
Yeah.
What's to come? What do you have coming out? I want to hear about it.
You know, we have Flying High 3 coming out, part of our children's book series. I've got a collaboration with Joe's Jeans, Julian Edelman by Joe's, which I'm very excited about. I spent a lot of time in that, and I kind of tricked people into letting me design things that I like to wear and put my name on it and sell it. So that's been pretty cool. You know, JE11, we got the Gotta Believe line that's going to come out. That's going to be pairing with this season, which is hopefully going to kill it. And then also we have a YouTube channel. It's my untitled web series. Just a whole bunch of hoopla nonsense.
And what's that called? Is this out now?
Yeah, it's called the Julian Edelman No Name Series. What? No Name Series? Untitled series. Which, you know, we've actually, you know, all joking aside, we've put a lot of, you know, brain hours behind that, and it's fun to kind of get to communicate and show people, fans, our sense of humor. So we got a lot of stuff coming out, and we got the New York Jets this weekend. I don't know if this is live or not, when this is going to be edited or this, that, and the other, but that's where my mind is, because all that other stuff is on the back burners. New York Jets are on my mind right now.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being with us. Good luck this season.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So a big part of this article, when it comes out, it's going to be October 22nd is when the new issue of the Boston Man magazine comes out. And one of the themes in this article is Julian's contributions, not just on the football field, but his contributions to the city of Boston, his identification with the city of Boston, not just Boston, but all of New England. And it's Thomas Hare is the writer on this. It's I can't wait for the city to read this. It's going to be a fantastic feature.
Interesting things in there too that he spoke about that he hasn't mentioned yet, even after when he retires. Not anytime soon.
Correct.
But in the future.
I don't want to give too much, but we have there's going to be a, you know, I think a pretty special reveal in this article as well.
Absolutely.
That Julian hasn't necessarily shared publicly with the rest of the world yet.
And he was excited to become a Legacy member.
Julian's a Legacy member. He will be at our October 22nd event.
Yep.
I'm letting Julian choose the location.
Yep.
So
all
it's
on him. No idea what it's going to be like yet, but I'm hoping it's going to be towards Halloween. I'm hoping like a costume party.
I don't know if I want to go that direction.
No?
Yet. I know both you and Brittany were pushing me there last night.
I'm pushing it, you know?
We'll see. We'll see what it's like. I'm just picturing us all walking
He could dress up as a squirrel.
I'm picturing us all walking into
his nickname.
XYZ place in the Back Bay, and we're all coming in, and they're just like, oh, yeah, here comes the Boston Man crew.
Yep, but the event
here comes the Legacy Club.
Absolutely, but the event from Wednesday night after the shoot, the reveal, it went so well.
Amazing.
Everyone's so excited. There's so many more things to come.
We have such a great team, and we're building, and I just want to share this, what we're building with our Legacy Club community and everything. I'm humbled, I'm honored. We literally have a group of the best in the city in their respective industries. And it's, I've always said this, like our legacy club, it's it's some of the best business people in Boston, but it's like, it's not just that.
Yeah.
It's what everyone does for their nonprofits, their idea
Everyone
sharing.
who's there has a story, and it's
They're
remarkable.
forward-thinking. It absolutely is. And as like, you've done interviews and, some of the other production teams and the media that have come in and they've said like, who should we talk to? And I literally said, like, you can grab anybody in this room and they have a story.
Absolutely.
And they have a story. They're a difference maker. They're a mover and shaker.
All different too. Never know who you're going to grab.
Absolutely.
Could be from, Alan Rouleau to
anybody.
It's
literally, there's too many to name, but it's just like we have, like, it's if you look at the current issue of Boston Man Magazine, if you look at page 29, we actually list all of our Legacy Club members and their industries and it's a like I said, I'm very proud of what we've been able to do in less than a year. With this.
Crazy.
So it's
you have a shoot coming up too.
I do. I have a shoot coming up. It's one of the features for this magazine. Another one that we can't wait to share with everyone is Greg Hill on the WEI Morning Show now, and of course his Greg Hill Foundation.
Yep.
Him and one of my good friends, Jackie Webb. She is. They're going to be making a big announcement, a big project that they've been working on that's coming up for this year.
And that will be in the October 22nd
This will be in the October 22nd issue.
Cool.
It's like they have something special that we're working on for Giving Tuesday. So more details to come on that as well.
Very exciting.
It is very exciting. It's literally like every day I'm, it's like I get to get up and do stuff like this.
Yeah.
I get to, we're a lifestyle magazine. You and I have a lifestyle show.
Yeah.
And it's with all the negativity that's out there in the media right now, and just we live in a society that's very much it feels at times more transactional than transformational, and I love that what you and I are able to do. It's very transformational.
Yeah.
What we're able to do with the magazine, the Legacy Club, it's very transformational. Like
There's so much going on in Boston that people miss it. They don't realize all the people that are there. Tom Brady, your typical New England sports, but once you get down to like the players and exactly the people behind the scenes, there's so much more to it, and that's what we want to bring to life.
And it's not just all the people that are there; it's what everyone is doing as well. Like it's just so many times, like you or I, like someone will come up to us and just be like, "Oh, I've known so and so for years. I didn't know that they know this person, or that they're doing this, or they're part of this organization." So it's it really is special. Absolutely great show today. It's great to be back in the studio with you.
Definitely.
Great to be working with our new production team. Big shout out to the Breaking Balls production crew, the I Love Mondays production crew, Boston DM Show, Matt Ribaudo, Boston Man Magazine.
Andrea Cadigan, we're excited.
We are excited. Have a great week.